Happy Monday to all you out there in the land of crypto. Welcome to another episode of Macro Crypto, where every single Monday, our conversation is dominated by the king of crypto, Bitcoin, because we just have so much damn conviction for Bitcoin and the future of Satoshis. So this is a weekly reminder to stack those Satoshis and DCA your way into the number one asset in the entire world, Bitcoin. Remember, Satoshis are the smallest unit of a Bitcoin. This is going to help create financial freedom for your portfolio, as well as build financial wealth into your future. Whether that's 5, 10 plus years from now, you will not regret adding and allocating funds into Bitcoin. Whether that's 10%, 50%, or 90% of your portfolio is through Bitcoin. We're not here to judge, or you're giving $50 on a monthly basis into Bitcoin, or you're one of those high rollers throwing $1,000 into Bitcoin. You are putting yourself in a better position today, and we cannot recommend it more. So just remember, this is only opinion, but obviously our opinion never matters. And none of this is financial advice. We're here just for pure entertainment purposes only. Do with that what you may. If you do enjoy this content, like and subscribe, and head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club and give us a follow. Like always, the link will be down in the description. Let's go ahead, everyone. Dive into our content today, giving you some news surrounding Bitcoin, where we think the space, Bitcoin in general is headed within this week, but more importantly, trying to understand that number only go up when it comes to Bitcoin in the long term. So with time, and that's years, stop trying to predict the market with, massive amount of funds on a weekly or monthly basis. Okay. Super volatile area. But we will give our prediction because one, it's fun. And also, we're bullish at the end of the day, and we're always bullish, even during bear markets. But when we look at this weekly Heikin Ashi Candle view through the eyes of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price right now is just under $38,700, and we are sitting below the bull market support band, or like Benjamin Cohen likes to say, it's currently the bear market support band since we're under it. We did close red in the previous week. 2 weeks ago, we tested that bear market support band, and our idea, and I think a lot of sentiment around the market from individuals that are a lot smarter than myself, think that we're going to capitulate, especially with the news regarding the Fed, which we'll go over later in this video. This should be a long capitulation, whether this week or potentially next week, because we tested and failed that bull market support band. And then we will find ourselves maybe at new lows, or we'll at least test the previous lows or get somewhere near it, and then maybe try to retest. Now, how that plays out and how the news goes out, I tend to agree that probably we're going to get a nice scare into the market. Hopefully we don't continue just bear marketing our way down, but eventually we'll look back and understand either this was a bear market or this was just trying to scare the market into something that it's not. So only time will tell in that regard. I do want to point out that obviously Bitcoin is going to be the driving factor. Stop trying to guess on where altcoins are going to go, because Bitcoin back in early October started its move all the way into May of 2021. And that's where all the altcoins started to follow. So we need to see Bitcoin really dominate the market and change the sentiment to see those other alts have that same price action. So keeping a close eye on Bitcoin is always the smartest decision you can make when trying to understand how you should allocate funds for altcoins. Okay. And do you want to also kind of get into some of the news where we're currently at? Some really dope news that dropped today, because the EU actually rejected a proposal to limit proof of work through cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, but mainly Bitcoin, because Ethereum's moving to proof of stake. But this is huge and massive news. I think it was like a 36 to 24 vote in favor to reject the proposal to limit that. It would just be super unwise. I think it was just kind of, part of the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt into the market, but that did not pass and was rejected. So hat off to you over there in Europe. And then also some other kind of news that kind of pushes the market a little bit, but Elon Musk, his words are always in the eyes of the public, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies because of Doge. But he did state that he is not selling Bitcoin and Ethereum, and actually had a great conversation with Michael Saylor. And Michael Saylor is also, as you very well probably know, is a massive bull when it comes to Bitcoin. And his belief is that the war will only accelerate the adoption of Bitcoin. And I tend to believe this. And we talk about Bitcoin in the sense as a market maker. We want to see Bitcoin succeed. So the more adoption into Bitcoin is going to create more adoption into cryptocurrency and then help our portfolios grow at the end of the day. But I cannot be more bullish in the short term for Bitcoin if we continue to see the type of adoption that we believe to see. Now, am I going to allocate more funds into that? No, and we'll go into that a little later, okay? Also, some news that dropped is that Steve Wozniak loves himself some Bitcoin and believes it's a mathematical miracle. And, his prediction is that this year we'll see 100,000 Bitcoin, just like everybody else. So we'll see what type of sentiment we see in the market. Do we continue this bearish downtrend, uptrend, how that kind of continues? But like we obviously shared just previously, we believe that it's going to capitulate down within the coming weeks, but just to scare the market, and we're going to see new all-time highs by maybe May. I think Bitcoin's going to lead that. In previous videos, we discussed where we thought Ethereum was going to get that mark just because of previous data ranges, but only time will tell, right? So do want to hit on some of the news within the Fed. They are going to meet this week and is expected that there will be hike rates currently at 0% right now. And they believe that it's going to be by 25 basis points, but it could be as high as 50 basis points. Now, obviously, if it comes in at 50, it's going to be a little bit more of a scare to the market. If it goes in at 25, I think that's already priced in. I don't think we'll stay, but if we do, that would even be crazier news, in my opinion. The reason why we also bring this up, this has happened before. Just because there have been rate hikes before, it hasn't changed the market sentiment at that moment. Back in 2017, we've talked about this in a previous video, they had 3 rate hikes within that year, all at 25 basis points. So if that action continues, I don't think that's going to really dictate the market. That's not going to what puts the market in a spiral, is if they do some rate hikes. But if they do a massive 50 or even a 75 basis point rate hike, which I don't think will happen, but only time will tell, and we'll find out this week. But just keep a close eye on that. I think we'll see a capitulation in the market just to scare them off, scare everybody, and it will be all right in the coming weeks after, and we'll start to see some positive price action soon after the Fed makes their announcement. Also, like we do talk about every single week, is the DCA action, just so you can get a visual. $100 allocated into the 14th. Of course, stacking over 250,000 Satoshis each and every week. Yeah, I'll remind you, we're stacking 250,000 Satoshis every single week at this point right now. On a monthly basis, if you're allocated $100, you're stacking 250,000 Satoshis every single month. Look, 5, 10 plus years from now, we're going to look back and you're like, I used to be able to get 250,000 Satoshis back in 2022. Crazy thoughts, but that's just so that way you can get some visuals. Currently, right now, we've invested over $1,000 weekly and $300 on a monthly basis. We've almost gotten 2.5 million Satoshis on a weekly on that weekly grind, and on a monthly grind, we've gotten over 700,000. And right now, yes, we are at a slight loss for both our positions at its current price, but over time, that will change. And lastly, we've revisited the rainbow log chart. We've discussed this before. We're in no man's land. So that's why we always discuss talking about DCA or dollar costing average in, because we really don't know where this market's going to trend. Are we in a position where we're both down here in no man's land and we take a blow off top and we will get there? Or are we in no man's land on our way down from a cycle high, and we're going to go revisit some basically fire sales? So how this positions, or how, where we're at, that's why I'm not saying throw the mortgage or take profits, because right now you should just be holding and waiting and seeing how this market dictates itself and how we position ourselves for the future. So, just a kind of reminder that since we are in that no man land kind of space, that DCA is your best bet. And then when, you get to the top, you can either decide for yourself if you want to take some off the top, or if you get down here towards the bottom of this log chart, then maybe you can allocate more funds into into Bitcoin because you're basically getting the best prices you could get at that given time, or that, for that, I should say, that cycle. But just want to kind of give you always a look back into our rainbow log chart to see where we're at. And when we're in the no man's land, we're going to continue throwing $100 into Bitcoin on a weekly basis, stacking our sats. So I hope you guys enjoy your content on this. And if you do, always like it. And until next time, everyone. Peace.